If Heartland had a heartbeat, it would be Jack Bartlett. The wise, gruff yet gentle grandfather who holds the family together no matter how wild life gets. Played by Sean Johnston, Jack's character has become a symbol of strength, tradition, and quiet love. But as it turns out, Sean's real life mirrors that spirit more closely than you might expect. While Jack Bartlett might not always be the most emotionally expressive man on the ranch, Sean Johnston is a deeply thoughtful person, and his love story goes back over 30 years, long before Heartland even began. In fact, Sean has been married to Sue Johnston for over 3 decades. And it's not just a lasting love, it's a partnership that started way back in university. Yes, before horses and ranches, there was art and theater. Sean and Sue met while studying performing arts, a shared passion that brought them together. And while Sean became the face of Canadian television, Sue has also had a successful career as an actress, appearing in productions including The Walking Dead, among others. They were drawn to each other not just by talent, but by shared values. And that foundation has stood the test of time, not just through the usual pressures of life, but through decades of balancing careers, family, and the ever-changing world of entertainment. Here's something most Heartland fans don't know: Sean is deeply private when it comes to his family. You won't find flashy interviews or red carpet appearances with Sue. No tabloid headlines. No dramatic revelations. Just a steady, committed relationship that has lasted longer than many of us have been watching Heartland. The couple have 2 sons, one we know as Shay, who's occasionally been mentioned in interviews and even appeared at public events with his father. But the second son? Still a mystery. Sean has intentionally kept one of his children completely out of the public eye, a decision he's never directly explained, but one that fans have come to respect. It's not about secrecy, it's about protection. Sean has always made it clear that his job is acting, but his life is family. And while he's poured his heart into Heartland, he's made sure his real heart, his wife and children, remain untouched by fame. Still, there are quiet moments where that private life peeks through. In interviews, when asked about Jack's emotional scenes or family moments, Sean often smiles and says he draws inspiration from his own family. He doesn't say much. But you can feel it, in the way he talks about commitment, about being there for people, about the small moments that matter more than the big ones. And it's no surprise that Jack's character carries such emotional weight, because behind the camera, Sean lives the values Jack preaches: loyalty, tradition, and showing love not always through words, but through action. As Heartland moved into later seasons, fans noticed that Jack's storyline became even more emotionally rich. Scenes with Lou Fleming has always been one of Heartland's most complex characters, a driven businesswoman, a loving mother, and a woman constantly searching for balance between ambition and family. And when you learn about Michelle Morgan's real life, it becomes clear, Lou and Michelle aren't so different after all. Michelle Morgan has been with Heartland since the very beginning. We've watched her character rise from struggling with family expectations to becoming a strong matriarch in her own right. But behind the cameras, Michelle's personal story is just as compelling, only, unlike Lou's love life, Michelle's is far more stable. She's been happily married to Derek Tisdale for more than a decade, a quietly strong partner who's been with her through every season of her career. The couple first met in the late 2000s, and while their early relationship remained under the radar, everything changed in 2011, when they welcomed their first child, a daughter named Mara, lovingly named after Michelle's grandmother. The following year, in 2012, Michelle and Derek tied the knot in an intimate ceremony. Since then, their family has continued to grow, with the addition of a son named Noah and, most recently, another daughter, born in 2022. But here's where Michelle truly surprises fans: her sense of humor and down-to-earth honesty. When announcing her 3rd pregnancy at age 40, Michelle joked, "I like to have a baby every decade. Had Mara when I turned 30, then Noah for good luck, and here comes another for the big 4-0. It was a rare, candid moment that fans loved, a glimpse into the woman behind the polished TV persona. Unlike many actors who shield their family life from the world, Michelle has struck a careful balance. She shares glimpses, not everything, just enough to feel real. You'll find the occasional family photo on her Instagram, moments at the park, celebrations at home, and the joy of parenting 3 children while managing a successful acting and directing career. Yes, directing. Michelle isn't just an actress anymore. Over the past few years, she's grown into an accomplished director, adding new layers to her creative career. She's directed several short films and television episodes, and continues to speak out about supporting women in the film industry. Her talent doesn't stop in front of the camera, she's just as sharp behind it. But even with all that ambition, Michelle's most important role is still mom. In interviews, she talks about how she structures her career around her family, always striving to be present for her children. And from everything we've seen, Derek, her husband, is a key part of making that work. He's not a celebrity, not someone in the limelight, but according to Michelle, he's her rock. The quiet, steady presence who makes it all possible. Unlike Lou, who has been through complicated relationships, business challenges, and emotional ups and downs, Michelle's real-life love story is grounded in partnership. Spencer Lord may not be one of the longest-running names on Heartland, but he's certainly one of the most intriguing. With his quiet intensity and mysterious charm, fans were immediately drawn to his character. But here's the twist, off-screen, Spencer is nothing like the brooding figure we see on the ranch. In real life, Spencer Lord is the kind of guy you'd want as a best friend. Easygoing, funny, affectionate, and, most importantly, deeply in love. While his character might keep emotions locked behind a stoic stare, the real Spencer wears his heart on his sleeve, and on his Instagram. It's there, buried among travel photos and candid moments, that fans first noticed a woman appearing again and again. Her name? Jamie McKenzie. While Spencer has never made a big public announcement about their relationship, fans with sharp eyes pieced things together when a photo of the two appeared back in July 2018. Since then, the timeline becomes clearer. From cozy holiday selfies to birthday shoutouts full of heart emojis, Spencer and Jamie have been quietly but solidly building a life together. As of this year, they've been dating for over 7 years, and unlike many, Amber Marshall has played Amy Fleming for nearly 2 decades, and for many of us, she is Amy. The calm strength, the love for animals, the loyalty to family, it doesn't feel like acting. It feels like watching someone live her truth. But how much of Amy's story is Amber's real life? When we first met Amber, she was just 15. Fresh-faced, horse-loving, and completely at home on the set of Heartland. Over the years, we watched her grow up on screen, and behind the scenes, her real life was quietly unfolding into something just as beautiful. In 2013, Amber married Sean Turner, a photographer and rancher who shares her love for the quiet, rural life. Their wedding wasn't a celebrity spectacle. It was simple, heartfelt, and took place on the couple's own property. And just like that, Amber and Sean began a life together far from the spotlight. They live on a ranch in Alberta, not too far from the fictional one we see in Heartland. There, they care for horses, rescue animals, and enjoy a lifestyle that reflects the values Amber shows as Amy. But here's where it gets interesting. While Amy is a mother on the show, Amber is not, at least not yet. In interviews, Amber has shared that she and Sean love children and would like to start a family someday. But between filming schedules, business commitments, and her deep involvement with animal rescue, timing has been everything. It's not a no, it's a not right now. Fans have long speculated whether Amber might be expecting or planning for kids soon, especially after a 2022 interview where she mentioned she was open to anything the future brings. But for now, she's focused on her animals, her marriage, and her career. And if you're wondering, yes, she really is that connected to horses in real life. Amber has said in countless interviews that she does her own riding on the show, and the bond she has with horses off-screen is just as strong. It's not just part of the job, it's who she is. While Amy's love story in Heartland was marked by heartbreak and loss, Amber's real-life romance with Sean seems to be grounded in stability, peace, and partnership. They're rarely seen in the public eye, and that's exactly how they like it. No drama. No tabloids. Just 2 people building a life on the land they love. Still, fans can't help but keep a close eye on her social media, looking for signs of major life updates. Will Amber and Sean expand their family soon? Will she bring real-life motherhood to the screen, just like she brought real-life horsemanship? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, the woman who plays Amy Fleming is just as inspiring in real life. A grounded soul, a devoted wife, and someone who understands that true love doesn't always come with fireworks. Sometimes, it comes with quiet mornings, muddy boots, and someone to ride beside you, year after year. And as Heartland enters its 19th season, fans are more curious than ever. Not just about Amy's next chapter on screen.